What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised. The Vampire Diaries is a show with a supernatural background and powerful characters that are settled in Mystic Falls. From vampires to witches to werewolves, every creature that appears in TBD, the originals and Legacies, its two spin-offs, is powerful in its own way. But who is the strongest one? We all know that there's so much power among the many creatures that it's really hard to rank them. With their own unique skills, from unbelievable strength to a deadly bite for werewolves to some powerful magic, keep watching to find out the top 10 strongest characters in the Vampire Diaries. Number 10. Stefan Salvatore. We have placed Stefan Salvatore on number 10. His love for Elena brought him to Mystic Falls. He was born there, and after a century and a half as a vampire, he comes back, just for his love. But as we all know, things got pretty complicated along the way, and he ended up marrying Caroline. Now, during the show, we saw Stefan's different powers and vulnerabilities. Of course, he was powerful in his own way, and he was nothing like a human as he was quite fast. But compared to other characters, Stefan was somehow more vulnerable than the rest of the supernatural creatures that appeared in the TBD world. We saw from the start of the show that he wasn't the kind of a vampire who drinks blood. That's why his brother Damon was much stronger than him at the beginning of the show. Well, his rejection of blood was probably the best choice he could have made because when he got some, we saw him as a ripper, without any self-control whatsoever. Number 9. Damon Salvatore. The moment we saw Damon Salvatore, Stefan's brother, on the Vampire Diaries, we immediately knew how bad he could be. He appeared in the first season and he drank both Caroline's and Vicky's blood, then used them for his own needs. And we all remember just how much his brother hated him for his acts. But during the show, millions of things changed, including Damon. We got the opportunity to see his soft side as he fell in love with Elena and started a relationship with her. But this didn't change his powers in any way, it only made him a better person. We saw a couple of times how strong and powerful he is, and he was even included in the list of the oldest and most experienced vampires. One unforgettable moment is when Code makes him choose between saving Elena or saving Stefan, and he sacrifices himself to save them both. This was the moment we understood how much Damon has changed.
They all do. They're whatever I want them to be. They're mine for the taking.
Number 8. Lexi Branson. Lexi's character is more linked to physical strength. She's a young vampire, being only 300 years old, and despite not having experience, her strength is unbelievable. She can also get inside someone's mind and make a person do things for her own needs, and we all remember when she did this to Stefan's brain. She can produce strong hallucinations, which, as we saw, made Stefan feel certain feelings for things or situations that never happened. Stefan learned self-control thanks to Lexi. She saved him a couple of times after he went full-on Ripper.
Or maybe I should do this.
Number 7. Tyler Lockwood. Tyler Lockwood was one of the main characters in the show, a protagonist, a werewolf, and at one point, a hybrid. He played for the football team at Mystic Falls High School. Now, he was also the first werewolf Klaus turned into a hybrid. His pain during his full moon transformation was finished after that. After what Klaus did to Tyler, Tyler was so happy with the new situation that he was careless about being sired to the original. As we said, he doesn't have to go through the pain of a full moon transformation, and removing his head or heart is the only way for him to be killed. So Tyler is one of the strongest characters on the show because of his werewolf drive, and his absence of guilt or control.
You kill me, you can say goodbye to everything. No one forgives you for this.
Number 6. The Heretics. Who are the Vampire Diaries Heretics? And what were they doing in Mystic Falls? The Heretics were first formed out of 6 witches that were later transformed into vampires by Lily Salvatore, which was Damon and Stefan's mother. And they've been in prison since 1903. The Heretics are vampires, which are witch-vampire hybrids. They have the power of a witch with the bloodlust of a vampire, so they are quite strong and their abilities are amazing. One of the most interesting things when we were introduced to the Heretics was the first same-sex couple on TBD.
You never could look me in the eye when you were telling me a lie.
Number 5. Catherine Pierce. Finally, Catherine Pierce was certainly one of the strongest characters on the show, and we're not talking about physicality. Probably one of the most hated characters in the show was 500 years old, and we can say that she used this the best way she could, as she took advantage of younger and unexperienced vampires. Catherine also used her beauty to seduce any man she wanted, and then she made them do things for her own needs. Catherine is the kind of creature that has plans for everything, and because of this, she was really dangerous. Her power was most visible when she took over Hell after Cade's death. She's no longer a vampire, but like Cade, she can leave Hell when she wants. So guys, we can all agree that Catherine Pierce was certainly one of the strongest and most dangerous characters on the show.
Hello, John. Goodbye, John.
Number 4. Alaric Saltzman. He is Meredith Sulez's fiancé and a former teacher at Robert E. Lee High School. He visited Duke University and studied the supernatural. Why is Alaric so powerful? Because of Gilbert's ring, Elena's blood, and Esther's magic. He was the vampire hunter from which Klaus was most afraid. Once he discovers the supernatural background of Mystic Falls, he becomes a hunter. While vampires can easily defeat him, he has solid strength and is shown to be able to defend himself in a fight. And because of his wife, Isabel, who studied paranormal activity, he knows what to use against vampires and, well, he uses it. Through many journeys to the other side, Esther creates Michael 2.0 over Rick, and is more powerful and faster than her husband. His purpose is cleaning out every vampire that exists. He can't be destroyed, and his weapon, the white oak stake, can also not be destroyed. Number 3. Michael Mikaelson. Now, Michael's story is complicated. He's the vampire who hunts vampires and the father of the original's family except for Klaus. His favorite food? Vampire blood. During the show, we also find out that he spent 1,000 years trying to find and kill Klaus because he hates that Klaus has a werewolf side. And many things happen during this so-called situation on the show. First, we find out that Michael can't be killed by Klaus's hybrids, and because he's an original, he has the ability to compel them. Michael is rough, and he certainly needs some sympathy, but again, this is the Vampire Diaries, so we can't expect that. So he's the original tormentor, and he doesn't even care at all since he's already used to murdering his children once, and then chase them down for 1,000 years for the possibility to do it again.
Greetings.
Number 2. Hope Mikaelson. She's the daughter of Klaus and Hayley, and Hope is the definition of power. As the principal character in Legacies, she is the only tribrid in the series. She is also the only character that is a hybrid of all 3 bloodlines: werewolf, witch, and vampire. And while we're at her story, the only official tribrid on record, Hope Mikaelson, has only ever had access to her witch bloodline. Now that she's triggered her werewolf curse, what does that imply for the supernatural balance? Because of her supernatural mixture, Hope has the potential to be one of the most powerful beings on the planet, but we expect that in Legacies since she's the principal character there. She first appeared in the originals and then on the second Vampire Diaries spin-off, Legacies. Hope has shown a range of powerful magical and physical skills. She has even defeated a dragon.
Tisara Portus. You're gonna want to stay out here, Landon, trust me.
Number 1. Klaus Mikaelson. The strongest one, Klaus Mikaelson, comes from the originals. His powers are excellent and more effective than that of his original siblings, including his stepfather. This is thanks to his werewolf side. The most powerful thing is his venom. His venom runs 2 times faster than any supernatural creature on the show, which makes it more deadly than that of normal wolf or hybrid venom. He can further preserve his or many other bloodlines of werewolf venom. This is thanks to his rank as the original hybrid. When Marcel transferred into upgraded original, Klaus was ready to land 2 hits on him and then a few years later, hit him through a wall without any trouble. He also showed how strong he was when he pushed Lucien's, the first upgraded original head, into the back of a car and later hit him on the face with a shovel. This is the end of our video, guys. Who's your favorite character from the Vampire Diaries? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing videos such as this. Thanks for watching.